joining us. I'm your host, Adam Abdullah Suleiman from ELKANEMI College of Islamic Theology. Today, we are going to talk on drug abuse or drug addiction. It is known that there are over 100 million drug users around the world, and the problem has been increasing at the alarming rate, especially among the young adults under the age of 30. Drug abuse may lead to social, legal, physical, emotional, and job-related problems. Our valued invited guests are here to share their views on the topic to be presented. And there are
Yunus from ELKANEMI College of Islamic Theology.
Aisha Mahmoud from Maiduguri Capital School.
Hassan Shugaba Umar from Maiduguri Innovative School.
We are starting with Isa Mukhtar Yunus from ELKANEMI College of Islamic Theology. Isa, what is drug?
Well, drug has different definition that is according to different standards. But referring to me, I'm going to define it according to the standard of pharmacology. That is to say that drug is a chemical substance, typically of non-structure, which when administered or prescribed to a living organism, it produces a biological effect and so as to promote well-being.
You mean drug may be prescribed to a living organism in order to produce a biological effect so as to promote a well-being?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much, Isa. Hassana from Maiduguri Innovative School, what do you have to say on this?
According to Oxford Dictionary, drug is an illegal substance which when inhaled, smoked, or swallowed in all form. Also, drug is used as medicine or used in medicine. Drug is a chemical substances that change a person's behavior when inhaled, smoked, or swallowed in all form.
You mean drug is a substance used as medicine?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much, Hassana. Aisha Mamman Modu from Maiduguri Capital School, do you have different view or views on what they have spoken on?
Yes, of course. Drugs are substances other than food which alters the way the body functions. The World Health Organization, in it defined drugs in its broader sense as any chemical entity or mixture of entity other than those required for the normal functioning and maintenance of the body.
So you mean drug can alter the biological function of a body?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Hassana, can you tell us what is an abuse?
Yes, according to the Oxford Dictionary, an abuse is the improper way of doing something or used to bad effect or bad purpose. For example, misuse of an office by an officer is a good example of an abuse, and also drugs.
So you mean to misuse an office by an officer is example of drug?
Yes, that is what is happening in Nigeria today.
Oh, thank you so much, Asana. Getting to Aisha. Aisha, having known the meaning of drug now, what is drug abuse and when drugs said to be abused?
Drug abuse is the use of drug for non-medical use or taking drug without medical prescription. It also includes taking of drug in excess or over an unjustifiable period of time. Drug abuse causes serious physical, physiological, and social harm to the user. Its effects could be really devastating. For instance, when an individual decided to take drug on their own without medical prescription, that person is said to engage in drug abuse. The more drug begins to affect a person's life, the more likely that person has crossed the line of drug use to drug abuse or addiction.
So, for example, taking a drug without a medical prescription is a drug abuse?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. With those explanations, we understand the difference between drug and drug abuse. Isa, what are the causes of drug abuse?
Well, here in northern Nigeria, let me say the main factors that promote the likelihood of falling into this enigma are as follows. Number one, we have the trauma. Clearly, stress and trauma are linked to addiction in the sense that early trauma impacts someone's life, or let me say impact person's life to cope with stress. When stress becomes unbearable or overwhelming or even frightening, it often leads to addiction. Then secondly, we have mental illness, and we also have low self-esteem, and we also have poverty. We also have loss of loved ones. That is according to the, or let me say, that is due to the insurgency we are having here in northern Nigeria, especially here in Borno. And we also have relationship problems, and we also have chronic pain, or let me say, medical condition.
We have listened to Isa on the causes of drug abuse. Aisha, what are the consequences of drug abuse?
Drug abuse goes along with many adverse consequences which affect the user, his family, and even the society at large. Dreams are hurried and man's power is wasted as addicts struggle to sustain their deadly and dirty habits. On the other hand, activities of Nigerians at home and abroad involved in drug trade have been denting the image of Nigerians across the globe. Nigerians are embarrassed and humiliated at airports in different parts of the world. Socially, criminal activities.
Thank you so much, Aisha. Hassana, as you know, prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
What are the prevention of drug abuse?
Yes, there are many prevention, but I have to mention but few.
Okay.
Teaching drug usage is as part of school curriculum. Involvement in school extracurriculum activities such as sport may keep people out of drug abuse, and counseling the drug abusers of its consequences to prevent the future drug abuse, and also legal sanction.
So, you mean extracurricular activities as sports may keep people out of drug?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much, Hassana. Well, viewers, we have benefited a lot from our dear guests sharing their views on drug abuse, causes, consequences, and its prevention. No matter the rate of depression, no matter the level of anxiety, abusing drug is not a right choice. What remain are the possible solutions to this menace? Isa, what are the possible solutions to this menace?
To talk about the solutions, as of last year only, 15% of the adults has been reported, that is around 14.3 million people has been reported to be drug addicts. That is a considerable level, you know. And when talking about the solution here in Nigeria, we have to mention the government, we have to mention the law enforcement, we have to mention the government, we have to mention the law enforcement agencies. That is to make sure that all that harmful substances are cleared out, or let me say washed out of the country. If not completely, let it be partially out of the country, and you know, like to prevent future importation.
Thank you so much, Isa. Hassana, what are your own contribution?
Yes, strict measures should be taken to regards to people who are selling drugs that are prohibited by laws. Also, government and the traditional rulers have a vital role in educating people on drug usage.
Thank you so much, Hassana. Aisha, what do you have to say finally on what they have spoken or said with regard to the remedy, I mean the possible solution to this menace?
Well, government and community leaders should educate people on dangers and effects of drugs. For example, of an governmental agency is the National Orientation Agency. It enlightens people. It airs jungle on both radio and TV. We should show compassion to drug abusers because when they see people caring for them, they may change. Since broken home and family conflict has been identified as one of the causes of drug abuse, religious, government, and community leaders should provide a marriage counseling for couples before marriage.
Thank you much more, Aisha. Well, viewers, I hope you learn a lot and enjoy the show. This is where we draw the curtain of this production of our program, Talkshow, courtesy of Elbir Global Foundation in collaboration with television section of BRTB Maiduguri. I hope you keep a date with us for yet another episode of program. I remain Adam Abdullahi Suleiman. Thank you once again.